Welcome back to Movie How once again. Joined for a short, this is a quick,
definitely
Movie How quick hit.
not still in the same place, same clothes, same camera settings
Nope.
as before.
Well, we left, we came back. This is,
Or as later, depending on the release order.
I mean, yeah, whatever. We wanted to talk about the new Fantastic Four trailer. This is from what I understand, supposed to be like the real beginning of the reboot that Marvel's trying to go through for, is it Phase 4? Is that where we are at in the Marvel?
I think Phase 4 is technically what we're in because they had a false start with Kang the Conqueror and then that whole thing with him, like the actor.
Yeah.
And they just kind of, I don't know if they're just getting rid of that whole idea. Like they just couldn't stop stumbling over stuff. Like every movie they release was like, well, this doesn't make sense or doesn't connect with this, doesn't work with that. It's not progressing us towards a common goal. Like none of these characters know each other. There's no interaction so far. Like it took so many movies to build up the original Avengers, and now they're trying to build a new set of Avengers who do not have any connection to each other yet.
Yeah.
Like there were little connections and interactions and threads going between all the Phase 1 movies, and then they're kind of thrown together in Avengers, but it makes more sense than what I could imagine them doing if they were going to try to do one right now. Anyway, all that to say, yeah, I think it's Phase 4.
Okay. Well, watching this trailer and the Fantastic Four, not like comics that I had real love for, back when I was a kid, so I don't have like a dog in this fight, somebody who wrote them a specific generation, because I know how they'll go through different writers or artists or whatever and all the iterations they have. So I really, doesn't matter to me what they want to try to translate. It's just I look at this trailer and it wasn't exciting at all.
I actually liked it.
Okay.
The first one I really liked the aesthetic of it. The second one I watched this morning before coming over here, and
which is the longer one.
Yeah. I liked it. It's the one that shows the new Silver Surfer.
Yes.
I liked it. I liked the look of it. I liked the art style, like the like 60s postmodern kind of thing. I liked that, there's this scene where there's press and they're using like speed graphics or whatever, like the old school press cameras. Like I just like the detail and all that, and how it's this retro futuristic style. It's really cool, but it's yet another style that is inconsistent with all the rest. Like the way physics and things work in Shang-Chi is different than every other movie. The way each of them is filmed feels and looks very different, to where they're gonna feel really weird when they're all together. This reminds me more of a traditional Marvel movie than most of them have lately. I don't know, it just felt that way to me. Like I felt a little bit excited, like, okay, what are they gonna do? Everybody looks kind of good. Like the Thing looks pretty good. Pedro Pascal's too old to be Reed Richards, in my opinion. But I like the girl they have playing Sue Storm. The stills that I saw, the guy who's going to be Johnny looked really bad, like because his haircut just looked really bad. But in the trailer, he looked fine. So it might be what do you call it? Just a photo that was leaked or something like that. That wasn't really supposed to be out there, like a set photo.
Sure.
So I don't know. The way it looked was fine to me. The big issue that everybody seems to have is the female Silver Surfer, and we've talked about that, like real lifetime. We just talked about that, and talking about Minecraft a little bit, is when you swap the character, it tends to signal that you're going to be swapping other things, and maybe you don't have a respect for the source material that you should. My theory, and I've read like 4 Fantastic Four comics probably ever. Like I've read some that my brother had. I don't know much about these characters, but this alternate version of the Silver Surfer, I'm hoping is a multiverse thing. I'm hoping that it's going to be something where like main MCU universe has the traditional Silver Surfer that we're used to. This is an alternate universe, because it's an alternate version of like technology and like kind of the layout of cities and all that. You know what I mean? Like the buildings look different, the cars look different, the tech looks different. And
I did agree with you on that I think the look of it is unique and interesting, and I did dig that in the first trailer I saw.
So I'm hoping this is an alternate universe, and that's why it's a different Silver Surfer, and that maybe she is going to bring in something of like because she's like a cosmic level being.
Yep.
She might be like, I know somebody who can help. She contacts male Silver Surfer counterpart from the mainline MCU and maybe connects them with heroes from there. Maybe that'll happen in like a post-credit scene. I don't know. That's what I took from it, is like, this is maybe an alternate universe. And that's also why it's not John Krasinski.
Which is terrible because he was a great Reed.
He looked so good as Reed Richards.
So good. So much better than the original guy who played it in the one with...
In like 2003?
Yeah. Where Chris Evans.
Yeah.
With Johnny, which, to be fair, it's going to be really hard for me to like this Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm's a fun, exuberant character, and I really enjoyed Chris Evans in it. And then he reprised that role here very recently. If you don't know about it, I'm not going to tell you about it. But man.
Yeah. And
the thing I would say about this trailer, I feel like based on what I've seen, it really feels like this is going to be a super, there's like Sue Storm is going to be doing all the girl bossing, and it really looks like Reed Richards is taking a back seat. Like she's going to be the protagonist of, hey, we need to do something. Hey, this is like, and try to be that. But even if I put that off to the side, the thing that I think bothers me the most about this is this is the first. This is their first grouping of this version of the Fantastic Four, and we're starting with a world-ending threat. It's too much. It's too much. It took how many movies to get to the Avengers to coalesce together to be able to face the world-ending threat of Loki and the invasion?
Galactus is probably the best-known Fantastic Four enemy.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing is, I don't care about that. Nobody knew who Guardians of the Galaxy were until they made a fun movie with those characters.
That's true, you're right.
Like, I would rather you take the time with these new characters that we don't know and set up that world better than just, all right, well, now you have these characters. They've already been saving all the lives and things. And that's not to say I want origin stories. Mm-hmm. I'm a little past origin stories at this point as well. Like, I can't imagine we do another Batman or a Spider-Man where they have to go through parents dying, Uncle Ben dying. Like, they will, but I'm a little over it.
See, a lot of people are bitching online about the new Superman trailer, starting with like mid-fight, starting with like him getting beat by something. It's like, show me his origin, show me all this. But it's the same people who complain, I don't need to see the origin over and over again. I don't need to see, the old Fleischer cartoons were just like, last son of Krypton came to Earth, faster than a speeding bullet, all that. Back then the story was orphanage, raised in an orphanage, found on the side of the road, raised in an orphanage.
In the endless reaches of the universe, there once existed a planet known as Krypton, a planet that burned like a green star in the distant heavens. There, civilization was far advanced and had brought forth a race of supermen whose mental and physical powers were developed to the absolute peak of human perfection. But there came a day when giant quakes threatened to destroy Krypton forever. One of the planet's leading scientists, sensing the approach of doom, placed his infant son in a small rocket ship and sent it hurtling in the direction of the Earth just as Krypton exploded. The rocket ship sped through star-studded space, landing safely on Earth with its precious burden, Krypton's sole survivor. A passing motorist found the uninjured child and took it to an orphanage.
Went to Metropolis and became a reporter.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. That was the intro for that in those old cartoons. Was just those are the ones that I grew up watching because I'm also a vampire. I'm about 148.
Nice.
According to the folks that used to work for me. And the story it's fine. Like, if you don't know who Superman is, if you care, other than like this is a guy that can fly and do all this crazy stuff, like here's the little thing at the beginning. It's fine. Yeah, I don't want to see. I mean, the Fantastic Four, we've only had, 2 sets of movies in the last 20
only 2
years.
Sets of movies, yeah.
So, yeah, whatever. Show us the intro again. It sounds like from the trailer, them getting their powers is what attracts Galactus to Earth. Like, them doing whatever they did. They fucked around in space and found out, and so did Galactus.
Maybe. It could be that, or it almost sounded like Reed Richards had been screwing around with something on Earth. Because he made a comment like, I did this. Like, he thinks he's to blame for him showing up. So, don't know. But we're just speculating as far as it could be that. Could be, something that he does on Earth. We don't know what's going on with that. I just think it's too much. I would rather watch a movie where they're already in it. They're already being the Fantastic Four doing their thing. And there is, a hefty threat. But the kind of the Galactus kind of threat, that's a culmination movie threat. Like it is. You're just throwing Thanos into the first movie.
Yeah, that's the end of your Fantastic Four trilogy.
Right. And so like the second half of the second movie is when you start to introduce them, and like by the end of that movie, kind of like Empire Strikes Back, they're losing. It's all, they end on a down note.
Yeah.
That would be, but that's what this movie's going to be.
Why do you get a girl boss vibe from it?
I just think
the only thing I saw is where Silver Surfer comes down and she goes like, "Are you the protectors of this planet?" or whatever she says.
Are you the protectors of this world?
Yes, we are.
Your planet is now marked for death.
And they look at each other, and Sue Storm goes, "Yes, we are."
I mean, I guess there was that, but it's when I watch it, it just feels to me like she is going to, and I'd have to watch it again, and I could maybe pick things out.
A single word in the trailer?
Who?
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Does he?
Because he's the one who said, "I did."
Oh, that's
something.
Right.
Yeah, like I brought him here. Right.
That's right.
But not much.
Yeah, he didn't say much.
Not much. And I just get that sense, and I think it could be. I know it's Marvel, and I know what Marvel's been doing, and so it just any of the tiniest possible indication, it just makes me think they're going to go full on with it. But I think it would just be more fun to have a movie where it really sets them up as characters, and we can begin to appreciate them as characters. And I know they are a team. It's not like bringing together the Avengers where they each have their own movies, and they're already that, which is fine. And it could be the fact that they're doing, and I thought about this too, they're doing Galactus now because, yes, he's one of the most known bad guys for them, but the other known bad guy for Fantastic Four is Doom.
Yeah.
So if obviously you've got now Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doom, that's going to be a whole thing.
And that could be how they end up doing it. Multiverse. Doom that's what he looks like on that planet.
Yep.
Like Doom is from the Fantastic Four world.
Right, because he was part of that thing.
Yep.
So when I said in the beginning it wasn't exciting, there is a side of me that wants to play devil's advocate on that, because I can appreciate I like that too. And as somebody who has gotten over, I'm like watching trailers. I don't want to watch trailers anymore because we know what happens. I'm going to see all the best scenes, and I don't want stuff to be spoiled.
That's what I liked about the first Fantastic Four trailer. It was like a little slice of life thing. Thing is cooking with their Furby thing in the kitchen, whatever that little robot is. Like, you're just getting a look at what their world looks like, what the characters look like, who they've cast, and I don't know. I hope I'm not just overly optimistic, but I'm actually kind of excited about it. Like, I just haven't cared about most of them lately. I just don't care. And I'm not a Fantastic Four fan. I don't really care that much. But this one looks like it could be fun. And I hope it's not just because the, art style looks a little bit like The Incredibles.
Yeah, the art style is unique, and I like it as well.
And that Sue Storm is the bad guy from Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Oh, okay.
I really like that movie, too, and I really liked her in that. She has such a weird... What is her name? From... New Mutants.
Oh, yes. I know you're talking about Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah. Like Anya Taylor-Joy. The way she looks and the way she moves is just a little odd. Like, it's just... There's something just a little strange about it, and I really like it. It's kind of captivating in a way. Like, the way she looked as a villain, she was very much like... She reminded me of, Galadriel, kind of, in Lord of the Rings. Like, she's, a little bit above everything.
Okay.
You know? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. I want to be I guess my biggest issue is that I want to be optimistic for Marvel in the future. It's been such
a shit show.
Okay, I mean, yes, but I was saying it's been such a part of my life for so long. It feels like these characters who I've already had as part of my life, like Captain America and the Hulk, and I already knew about them. I already read comics, and they already were. And they did this other thing, and it was so well done. It was so well thought out and brought together and executed that you want to see them keep succeeding. But with the things that they've done recently, I haven't I haven't even watched all the movies at this point.
For me, it's like they've gone back to the bad old days. Like, whenever a superhero movie or something came out, or video game movie or whatever, back in the 90s, it was like, they're going to screw it up.
Yep.
It's going to be bad. After Batman 89, Batman Returns was pretty good, but there was some stuff in there that I didn't like. The next two were really bad. That Superman movie was not great with Brendan Routh and Kevin
it was okay.
Spacey. It had some issues.
I did like Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor.
Kevin Spacey as Lex
He was a
Luthor
great Lex Luthor.
But yeah, he gets like stabbed with kryptonite and stuff, and he can still lift like a crystal city. What? No, Superman's way too overpowered. They just screw stuff up. But it's like, okay, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, first one really good. Second one pretty good.
Second one was the one. That was the Doc Ock one.
But there was a lot that they were trying to shoehorn in the third one, and it was just a disaster. And I feel like they're all just disasters. Like the Amazing Spider-Man, pretty good. Second one was real bad. Like,
wasn't great.
They can't help themselves. They screwed up. And then they did Iron Man 2000. No, they did the Hulk.
Did a couple of them.
Which was okay. And then they did
Incredible Hulk.
2008 Spider-Man. They did the Ed Norton Hulk. And then they did 2008 Iron Man. Did I say Spider-Man before? Whatever. They did Iron Man 2008. That was really good. And then they just started getting this track record where it's like, okay, I guess they're just good now. Like, now the studio, like, the company that made the comics is making the movies now, and they're just going to be good. And then they just dropped the ball. They just started making really bad stuff. They're like, we want to experiment and have this and have that, and we want to replace characters. And part of it is like, yeah, your actors don't want to do the same thing forever. They want to do something different. Like, you don't want to stay in the same job forever, regardless of what you do. Probably. Unless you're some lunatic.
I mean,
there are some people who are just like happy with their job.
Right?
What's that?
Crazy.
I know. Get out of here with that. People who are like, how you doing? Living the dream. And they mean it.
Then they mean it.
Get out of here.
Cut it out. I want it to be good. I want them to make good decisions. I want to like the characters, but I think is that what they're missing? I don't know what it is. And the biggest disappointment to me in the MCU right now, thus far, has been Thor.
Why is Thor crying? Quick,
Do not speak to her.
And what they've done to his character.
Yeah, they just made him real dumb.
Apparently, there's another Thor movie coming out.
They're just the care and the attention that they put into it initially isn't there anymore. That's what I feel. And I'm hoping this one kind of feels like maybe it will be. And I think a little of it is the directors. I don't know who directed the first bunch, but I know they made a big deal about it. The more of a deal they make of who the director is, the more likely it is that it's going to be a unique style, right? Like the Eternals. It was Zhao, whatever her name is. Something Zhao. Chloe Zhao?
Yeah, maybe.
I think maybe. And it's like, that was a very different style than the rest of them. Shang-Chi, very different style. Like, very Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon kind of feel to me. I haven't seen that movie since like 1997 or 90.
Yeah, when it came out in the theater. Yeah.
But it's like,
I saw it too.
That's that kind of movement, you know, like the weird choreography, the like uncanny physics. It's like, I don't know how these are going to play together. They want to make like a really cool one-off, which is fine. If you want to do that, just do that. Like, everything can be the Batman, where it's just a one-off. The Batman, the Joker, like, or just Joker, I guess. Make those one-offs. Don't make sequels. Don't do it.
They can't help themselves. So yeah, I'm not really sure myself if the trailer makes me excited, if I'm actually looking forward to it. I don't know.
Maybe I'm just excited because they're not just being like, okay, here's the new Hawkeye. Here's the new Black Widow. It's here's a group that we haven't really seen before, except in one multiverse scene for like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Here's John Krasinski. He's the smartest man in the world. Dead. Like, almost
like
immediately.
That. Almost.
Like, hey, you, threat. Let me tell you our guy's only weakness.
I want things to be good. But I want the characters. I want to be able to care about the characters, and they can't. It's really hard to care about them when you rush that. But we'll see how it goes. I mean, I haven't seen it yet. I don't think the trailer looked terrible, but I wasn't blown away by anything that I saw. Like, I don't think the special effects on this Silver Surfer looked any better than the one we got 20 years ago or 15 years ago, whatever it was. You couldn't outdo that?
Worst. I thought they looked worse, like significantly worse. Because I'm sure you've seen the same post I have. Like people pulling up the pictures of Silver Surfer from like 2003 or whatever versus this one, and it looks terrible.
And then at the end of it,
they're using the same camera that everybody uses to take pictures of like Bigfoot and UFOs, like the blurry cam.
So when they show the feet walking through the city at the end, are we supposed to assume that's Galactus?
I did.
Okay, so whose foot's only that big? Like in his shadow, the head shadow. Like I see Galactus as a bigger character than that. Like
Galactus eats planets.
Yeah, so when he steps down, his foot isn't in a street that like 3 cars could be 3 cars wide. No, he'd step down and it would cover like 4 blocks. Boom! I took out 4 blocks or something. Like the scale of that character. I don't. When I saw the trailer and I saw those, I don't think that's Galactus.
I don't understand Galactus' scale. Maybe he's.
I think his scale is much bigger than that. Now I don't honestly understand it that much either because I haven't really read any comics.
Maybe he can change sizes. Maybe that's like the smallest he can get.
Maybe it is. But I don't think that's Galactus. Those footsteps walking through.
Like, shit, these things are tiny. I don't know if I can get down to that. Okay, I'll just try to tiptoe through these.
Just tiptoe. So we'll see what happens. It didn't make me excited. I know that much.
I'm excited.
It didn't.
I think really
hopefully optimistic.
I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful because they're not just saying like, "Hey, let's get rid of the actor you like and try to replace him with somebody." They're doing a new thing.
They actually did do that. They with Pascal and not Krasinski, so they technically did exactly that.
No,
because everybody loved him.
Yeah, everybody thought it was a good casting choice, but he was a variant. He was a multiverse variant.
Yeah,
so we don't know.
Whatever.
I think
he could be this variant.
I think they just love Pedro Pascal. I don't think there's anything wrong with being like, yeah, this version also looks like that because our Doctor Strange also looks like a bunch of other Doctor Stranges. Actually, yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. Multiverse of Madness kind of established that they do pretty much look like other versions of each other. Shit.
Yep.
All right. Fuck
there
the
trailer. So we'll see. We'll see how it is. I can actually at least think that this will be a movie that I'll watch.
Yeah.
Unlike the second Black Panther movie, unlike the Marvels movie, like there's just other ones that have come out I just don't care about. I'm just not watching them. Like, nope. I have no interest in these characters, and nothing I have seen nor heard. There hasn't, like, I could just be wrong. These movies could be amazing, but if that was the case, we'd have heard about it and been like, oh, there's some buzz on this. Oh, some of my people are saying that, hey, maybe you should check this out. No, we didn't hear any of that. So,
yeah.
Hopefully the Fantastic Four will be good. I don't know. Holligans, tell us what you think. You think Fantastic Four is going to be good? You think they're going to be terrible? Hit us up. Give us a like, subscribe, comment down below. Do all those things. I don't know, whatever things you got to say and they